Welcome students. SV Union High School and Junior College, Standard 11 Science, Subject Chemistry. Presented by Mr. Vivek Bhagat. Today's topic is chemistry in everyday life. Contents of the chapter: food chemistry, medicinal chemistry, chemistry of cleansing materials. Let us start with basics of food chemistry. Food provides nutrients. These are used by the body as the source of energy. These nutrients also regulates growth, maintain and repair body tissues. These nutrients comprises carbohydrates, lipids, proteins, vitamins, minerals and water. Food quality is described in terms of parameters such as flavor, smell, texture, color and microbial spoilage. Quality of food changes due to enzyme action, chemical reactions with the environment and the action of microorganisms. Let us see some aspects of food quality. Browning of cut fruit vegetables, rancidity of oils and fats, saturated, unsaturated and trans fats, antioxidants as food additives. Let us move to medicinal chemistry. Drug, a chemical which interacts with biomolecules such as carbohydrates, lipids, proteins and nucleic acids and produces a biological response is called drug. Medicine, a drug having therapeutic and useful biological response is used as medicine. Medicines are used in diagnosis, prevention and treatment of a disease. Do you want to know how drug acts on our body? That is drug-receptor interaction. Let us see.
Receptor interaction. The tissue constituent with which a drug is supposed to combine to produce a pharmacological effect is called a receptor. Receptors are important to the body's communication process. Most of them are embedded in cell membranes. The active site of a receptor extending out of the membrane receives chemicals known as chemical messengers, which pass messages between two neurons and between neurons and muscles. The active site of a receptor changes its shape slightly to accommodate a chemical messenger. Once the chemical messenger moves away from the receptor, the active site regains its original shape. Thus, the chemical messenger gives the message to the cell without entering it. There are a large number of receptors in our body. Each receptor shows selectivity for one chemical messenger over another. This is because the binding site of each receptor has a different shape, structure, and amino acid composition. Based on the interaction with receptors, drugs can be categorized into antagonists and agonists. Antagonists are drugs that bind to the active site of a receptor and inhibit its natural function. These are useful when a message is required to be blocked from reaching a cell. Agonists are drugs that behave like natural chemical messengers. They bind to receptors and activate them to produce the desired response. They are useful when there is a lack of natural chemical messengers. This is how a drug carries out a specific action.
Let us see few types of drugs. Analgesics. Drugs which give relief from pain are called analgesics. Aspirin and paracetamol we have taken for example of analgesics. Antipyretics are used to reduce fever. Next is cleansing agents. Cleansing agents are substances which are used to remove stain, dirt or clutter on surfaces. They are mainly of two types depending upon chemical composition: soaps and synthetic detergents. Soaps are sodium or potassium salts of long chain of fatty acids. They are obtained by alkaline hydrolysis of natural oils and fats with NaOH or KOH. This is called saponification reaction. Basically, it is a type of neutralization reaction. Next point is hard water and soap. Soaps are water soluble. They form scum in hard water and become inactive. This is because hard water contains dissolved salts of calcium and magnesium which react with soap, precipitating calcium or magnesium salt of fatty acids which sticks to fabric. Washing soda precipitates the dissolved calcium salt as carbonate and helps the soap action by softening of water. Let us see a small experiment based on the concept hard water and soft water.
Let us perform an activity to understand these two terms. Take equal amount of water from a hand pump and from a tap in two different glasses. Add equal amount of soap solution in both the glasses. Now, shake water in both the glasses equally and observe. The water with more lather is soft water. Water with less lather is hard water.
Detergents can be used even in hard water. Anionic detergents, cationic detergents, non-ionic detergents. These are three types based on their structure. Let us see the cleansing action of soap. Soaps and detergents bring about cleansing of dirty, greasy surfaces by the same mechanism. Dirt is held at the surface by means of oily matter and therefore cannot get washed with water. The molecules of soap and detergent have two parts. One part is polar called head and the other part is long non-polar chain of carbons that is called as tail. The polar head is hydrophilic, means water loving, can dissolve in water which is polar solvent. The non-polar tail, that is hydrophobic, means water fearing, dissolves in oil or fat. The molecules of soap or detergent are arranged around the oily droplet such that the non-polar tail points towards the central oily drop while the polar head is directed towards the water. Thus, cover of soap or detergent are formed surrounding the oil drops which are removed in the washing process. Here we have the structure of soap molecule. On left hand side there is a long hydrocarbon chain which is called as tail and it is oil soluble. On right hand side short ionic part which is called as head, it is water soluble. Let us see an experiment. This is soap molecule. This is a shirt. There are oil or dirt particles on the shirt. We have taken water. We add liquid soap and we stir it properly. Now we'll put dirty cloth or shirt in this water. These are soap molecules. Now we'll see the action. Soap molecules have covered the oil droplet and they are taken away this oil. This is clean shirt. This is cleansing action of soap. Let us understand definition of antimicrobial drugs with the help of following video.
So friends, now let us understand what are antimicrobial drugs. So the drugs which is used to kill or stop the growth of microorganisms like fungi, bacteria and viruses are called as antimicrobial drugs. For example, salvarsan or azodine. So talking about the other drugs that comes in the classification, they are antiseptic, they are disinfectant and they are antibiotics. So therefore even these three drugs all these three drugs have a function to kill bacteria or to stop the growth of the bacteria or microorganisms. So based on that they have different kinds of drugs. That is, if we talk about the classification of that is antimicrobial drug, they work in the form of two forms, that is they can stop the growth of the microorganisms, or they can kill the microorganisms. So based on that is bactericidal drugs are the one which kills the microorganisms. And talking about the next one, that is bacteriostatic drugs. So these are the drugs which stops the growth of the microorganisms. So therefore this is nothing but a small description about the antimicrobial drug. And
Thanks for watching.